Without a huge national effort to halt the growth of this virus, there will come a moment when no health service in the world could possibly cope, because there won't be enough ventilators, enough intensive care beds, enough doctors and nurses. And as we've seen elsewhere in other countries that also have fantastic healthcare systems, that is the moment of real danger. To put it simply, if too many people become seriously unwell at one time, the NHS will be unable to handle it.
A lot of councils are actually preparing and getting graves ready and preparing cemeteries ready for multiple funerals if need be.
Today is a special day for remembering those who've gone before us, a traditional festival. But 2020's Tomb Sweeping Day in China has taken on special significance. It's been declared a national day of mourning to remember those who've died from the coronavirus.
I've never had to do this before, dig graves in advance of deaths, and it's quite a sad thought to be digging graves for people that haven't died yet. You know, it's one of those things in these sad times, we have to do it.
I'm Robert Riles, and I'm a teacher at Yamaha.
I'm Lynn Riles, and I'm an English teacher at Four Seasons and Yamaha Motor Corporation.
The precautions that have been put in place in Japan, well, not a lot really. There's no social distancing. Japan hasn't locked down at all. The only thing the government's done is advise people to stay away from like bars and restaurants, but no one's working from home, and we're still, you know, taking risks and going to work. The trains are still packed, and yeah, so people are getting sick. Yeah, I think the government could do a better job, couldn't they?
They could have locked down the whole country when they had the first case, when that Princess
Diamond Princess, the cruise ship, yeah, in Yokohama. Mm.
Yeah, there were over 800 people, but they didn't do anything. And in fact, they don't even tell tourists who come to Japan to self-isolate. Nothing like that at all. And it's very scary that they are very relaxed here and don't care about the people.
No, they don't care. They just think about profit. They're worried if they have to close a company, they'll lose money, but they are not bothered about losing people as long as they don't lose money. Yeah, they postponed the Olympics for a year. They said, I think next summer at the latest, they said. So, yeah, I suppose it's a good idea, because they were going to have the Olympics. They were still going ahead with it until other countries start to cancel. I think it was Canada and Australia. And then as soon as other countries started to cancel, Japan announced that they're cancelling the Olympics. All of a sudden, the infected people, the numbers went up sharply. Yet the day before, it was 0. Yeah, that's a bit strange, isn't it? But yeah, because again, it's money. They don't want to lose money. And yeah, so they've put it off for a year. So yeah, that's a good idea. Hopefully by next year, it's all gone. Yeah, go on.
We've heard about it. I personally heard about it the third week of January.
What, the first coronavirus?
The first coronavirus. Because in Japan, the end of December was the busiest time of the year for many Chinese people coming to Japan on holiday. And in January, there was one woman, I think she was a tour guide.
Tour guide, yeah.
Yes, and she had this pneumonia type illness, and she was tested, and they said it's a virus, and that's the first time we heard about it. But then all of a sudden, they've shut down Wuhan, didn't they?
Yeah, Wuhan in China, yeah.
So we thought, oh, this must be serious. And then after a couple of weeks, it went to Hong Kong, and then Italy, and then it just went everywhere. So now we are thinking that, you know, this is serious, really, really scary, and it could kill you, you know, from a little, I don't know, just a cough from someone else, and
yeah,
you'll get it, and that's it.
Yeah, it's easily passed on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, to protect ourselves from the virus, we wash our hands about 30 times a day. When we go out, in public anyway, we wear a mask. The WHO says it doesn't work. That's a lie. That's why doctors and nurses wear them when they're treating someone who's infected. So they do work. Otherwise, PPE would never be worn by medical staff. The reason they say that is they don't want people panic buying them. They want to give the supplies to the hospital. So we wear a mask, and when we come home, we
drink hot lemon.
Yeah, I don't know if it works, but yeah, we drink hot lemon. We also go around with bleach and
disinfect.
Yeah, disinfect like door handles and things we've touched until we can wash our hands. So when we come in, you know, obviously you have to open the door, you know, door handles. So we sterilize all that, don't we? What else? Just try and stay away from crowds.
Yes. We're not taking trains anymore, so we're literally driving to.
Yeah, we drive most we can.
Most we can.
Yeah, best.
We're drinking plenty of fluids. Well.
Yeah, keep drinking. Yeah, we're advised by WHO to drink fluids because the virus, you know, goes into your throat. So if you keep drinking water, the theory is that it goes into the stomach and your stomach acid kills it, because that will kill anything. And that's a consultant that advised us to do that. So.
And alcohol will help as well. So hopefully.
Yeah, well, yeah, alcohol rub. Yes. We've got alcohol rub, but that's really low here. Is there's not much stock of that left.
Yes.
Because it's all being made for the hospitals.
Yeah. So far, I think we have done it.
Yeah, there's not much more we can do really, apart from working from home, which we've requested. But Japan won't close because they want money, so they don't want you working from home. They want you to go in and just keep your fingers crossed.
Well, I work sort of like part-time, and I'm on a no work, no pay contract. So 6 weeks now, I haven't done a so they've cancelled it.
Yeah, so for one company,
I haven't done any work for them. However, so just starting today, I have been given an online teaching engineers for 6 months. So that is helping. So earning a bit more again. On Monday, I have another online lesson for 2 hours, 8 hours a week. So that is also helping. So hopefully, as long as they are allowing us to teach online, we will be fine work-wise.
Yeah, my job hasn't changed at all. As I say, I'd like to work from home, but they refuse it because they refuse to accept that there's a problem in Japan. It's just for foreigners in foreign countries. So far, my job hasn't changed at all.
My name is Morgan Denham, and I am currently living in South Africa at the time of the COVID-19 pandemic. I first heard about coronavirus when there were reports coming in that Wuhan had been shut down in China and that there were reports of a disease emanating from that area. I first knew that coronavirus was serious when the death toll started rising so rapidly and when a lot of people were being affected by it and a lot of people were dying from it and how fast it was spreading. Currently in South Africa, it's a nationwide lockdown. People are essentially confined to their homes. We're not allowed out for exercise or any non-essential travel. It has to be essential, which is just food shopping or going to get medical attention. They've currently banned the sale of alcohol and tobacco and other non-essential items such as makeup, underwear, socks, and shops are also limiting the amount of products you can buy. The public hasn't handled social distancing very well at all. Particularly in the poorer parts of South Africa, it's very, very hard to effectively social distance, especially when you're all very in tight communities together and where you usually have to share water taps, where you have to share amenities. It's very hard to social distance from a low economic standpoint. And it's social distancing is actually being enforced by the military in some parts of the country currently because a lot of people aren't taking the virus seriously and don't see a point to social distancing. I think the government's response is alright. I think it's been a good idea to have a nationwide lockdown. In terms of revenue, they have lost so much money by banning the sale of alcohol, tobacco, and other what they deem non-essential items like underwear and socks, but it really hard hits the lower income households who need to buy essentials such as underwear and socks in the virus time, and yeah, it's really not good for them. But the government's response has so far been adequate, I'd say. I think the government should have maybe emphasized the danger of the coronavirus more than what they did, because a lot of people, including government officials, have been heard saying, oh no, it's a white man's disease, it's a white man's disease, which is not true, first of all. And second of all, it creates this mindset for people that some of them will be immune to it simply because of the color of their skin, which is obviously not true. And it just damages the rate of coronavirus deaths because it just increases it when people think that they are immune to it. I'm currently in my final year of school. I'm quite worried about the future of what I'm going to do. I don't know how exams are going to be carried out at the end of this year. I have no idea how universities are going to be handling everyone who's currently in my grade and our results. So it's quite worrying for me. Although being confined to my house, I'm very fine with doing that because I know it's keeping myself safe and my family safe.